Check that privilege, man. Alright, I think we've got everything that we need. Gonna drop a save in case I'm wrong. Because last time I thought we got everything, I was very much wrong. Alright, who do we need to convince? Destroy the bridge, trap the enemy in the castle, then negotiate. Alright, so you two don't need convincing and everyone else does. Huette? Prince Roland wishes to defeat the Esfrosti commanders who unjustly occupy Whiteholm Castle. I see this plan as proof of his resolve. As a member of the Kingsguard, I intend to help him see it through. Even the verbiage there. We should destroy the dam to cleanse the crown city of the Esfrosti. Like, if you had any doubt that that was the wrong decision, that choice of verbiage should make it crystal clear. Trap Esfrost troops in the castle and force them to negotiate. I think Lady Frederica's plan to be our best option. Okay, if Roland wishes for the people's support, he must act in a way befitting royalty. Unfortunately, flooding the city and surprise attacks hardly make the cut. No matter how much time the negotiations take, it is still better than bringing harm to the people, and the bridge can be easily rebuilt. It's House Wolffort's job to protect Glenbrook. I would choose Frederica's way to safeguard both Roland and his people. These are kind of the same and equally good. I'm gonna go with this one. I understand your concerns. Going forward, we must have the people's support. That being said, prolonged negotiations may lead to the duchy taking Queen Cordelia as their hostage. That's true. And I think that an outcome no one wants, Prince Roland least of all. Alright, she's thinking about it. I really only need one of them. And you're that one. Destroying the dam is our best shot at winning this battle. The enemy wouldn't know what hit him if we flooded the city. There's no denying the other plans have their merits too. Should we go with our best bet or consider one of the others? So he says destroying the dam is the best bet. But based on the parentheticals, it sounds like he least wants to do that one. Alright. Force him to negotiate. Why is that? We need the people's support. We must win it back fair and square with as little damage as possible. There's no kingdom without a people. Glenbrook won't have much of a future if we ignore him for the sake of victory. Even if we succeeded with the surprise attack, the people might think us cowards for stooping so low, and I don't even want to think of the backlash we'd face for flooding the city. In which case, Lady Frederica's plan would be our best chance of winning the people's approval.
Consider this.
Now we've got the Holy State at our backs, which would be the perfect chance to strike at Esfrost. Isn't winning this war more important than the Crown City's damages or the people's morale? No? Winning isn't everything. We must face the consequences of our actions and take responsibility for rebuilding. To that end, I would see as little damages as possible. That's real strong. I know the House Wolffort can claim victory without having to sacrifice the capital or the people's safety. Cannot foresee the damage that a deluge would do to the city, and stealing into the castle put Roland in great danger. Consequences. You never cease to amaze me, lad. You're already thinking about what comes next. It's just what I'd expect from the head of a high house. If Lord Simon were here, I'm sure he'd say the same.
Tough spot we're in.
I can see how you feel about this, but I'll need a moment to digest it all. Nah, he's good. He's in. He's in. We're good.
Say.
Flooding the city will leave the people with nowhere to live. Frederica's plan hinges on how the enemy responds. We can win if we sneak into the castle and slay the Frosty commanders. Only Cordelia and I are privy to the secret passages. Yes, but... blow up the bridge, then negotiate with Esfrost. We cannot be sure of Aelfric's power. If we set it off near the castle, we may be putting Cordelia in danger.
Certainly.
Whiteholm Castle is a symbol of Glenbrook, and like the Crown City, I would be loath to see it brought to harm. Aelfric is yet incomplete, so we must be cautious in how we use it.
A hard choice.
I appreciate your concerns about my sister, but still... Okay.
My lord.
Negotiating would only grant the enemy reprieve, and there is a high chance that Queen Cordelia has revealed the secret tunnels to the enemy. We would most certainly deal a heavy blow to the Frosty forces by flooding the city. Yeah. Better luck talking to a stone wall. Okay, he's set on this. All right, let's talk to the stone wall. Telio Reservoir is where the kingdom gets its water, and between the dam and the bridge, the latter is far easier to rebuild. We cannot be sure how far the damage will spread. He's already not concerned about damage. He's just like, yeah, but win, though. I concur. The bridge is simpler and requires less labor and resources. But a battle cannot be won simply by looking at profits and losses. I implore you to think carefully about which plan gives us our greatest chance at victory. He's deep in thought, but he's not really.
Yes, sir.
The enemy may already be aware of the tunnels, but no one is anticipating a flood. Capital is swarming with us frosty soldiers. We must prepare ourselves to make sacrifices if we are to reclaim the city. I disagree. Well, not those sacrifices. You would support Lady Frederica's plan, though it seems the least efficient of the three. Take time and effort, but... Okay, so Anna's thing is she wants cold, calculating efficiency. Capital can be repaired, but the dead cannot be brought back to life. The lives of the people should outweigh the importance of efficiency. Yeah, it totally does. Benedict out here is like, some of you may die, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. Or is it that's a sacrifice I am willing to make? This is the most true option, but I think it will fall. I don't think it will land for Anna. So, from a pragmatic point of view, we must have the people's support.
Certainly.
I've heard the duchy's supporters in the capital grow by the day. Even if we were to claim victory, if great harm were to befall the Crown City, the people's satisfaction would turn on Prince Roland. Might be best for us to tread the path of least destruction for the sake of the kingdom's future.
I must hear what the others think.
Seems I underestimated the merits of Lady Frederica's plan. Okay, that seemed effective. Yeah, no, I mean, I know, they've seen war. They know what's at stake, and they know what they know what has to be done. I get it. But I think you have to refuse to just take those things for granted. You can't ever get to a point where you just have to, where you start saying like, well, that's just the reality, and we just have to accept those things and normalize them. Like, I refuse to do that. Let's vote. It might be 3-2 to 2, but I assume that still counts.
It is time to cast our votes. In which strategy do we entrust the future of Glenbrook? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
Yeah, no, I do too, and we talked about it a little bit in Discord, that Benedict is really hard to like in terms of his... His ideas have a lot of utilitarian merit. They're very pragmatic, they're very calculating. They are very much like... They're very like numbers on a page type decisions. It's just like, this is the best option because it gives us the best chance. Consequences be damned. There's not a lot of humanity in it. There's not a lot of like compassion or care. He's just trying to be that guy who's like, okay, but this is the actual safest option overall. And when you're trying to, when you're trying to act from the heart, you don't want to hear those things. Those things are complex and difficult because you're concerned about winning the right way, and he's concerned about winning at all. And, not following that route to your, not being too compassionate and hamstringing yourself to the point of your own destruction, at which point you can make none of your ideals real. I think that, it's not that Benedict himself is an uncaring asshole. I think he's just being the pragmatic one who is saying the things that everyone has in the back of their mind but won't vocalize. And that's a position that I respect, and I understand that it's difficult to be in. But still, I don't have to agree with him.
I am sorry.
That's fine, I didn't think it was going to change. I agree with that also, Gamria. Benedict being like a savvy political figure who's kind of like covering from some of Serenoa's naivete. Very cool character. Love it. Like, he stepped up and owned those negotiations in Hyzant. Like, what a boss. Bro?
On this, I cannot be swayed.
I do not think you're playing a bad one, just not the best one given the circumstances. Benedict's all about them collateral damages. All right. We need one more.
I agree.
Okay, we got Anna. Anna, you're off the bench.
I changed my mind.
Huette, you are... Huette was never going on the bench. Let's be real.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I knew you were in. Let's do it your way. Sick.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
Yeah, Teller, that's also true. Like, regardless of whether I agree or not, it is super important to hear other points of view so that you can at least weigh the merits and hear other ways of doing things. Because maybe your initial approach... So, my initial thought of like, oh yeah, let's sneak in under cover of night and kill all the generals and blow up the warship. I was like, that's a good plan. That works out. And I would have gone with that if not for Frederica being like, yeah, or we can corner them and then go diplomacy. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Ooh, 5 to 1 to 1. Good stuff. Yeah, like I said, Serenoa is like, he's capable, but he's young. He has some naivete. That whole bit with Sorceley, where he's like, "Don't worry, sir, we will deliver your salt," and Benedict's like, "Hey, shut up. Stop talking about it."
The way forward is decided. We collapse the bridge and trap the enemy within the castle, keeping the common folk safe from the worst of the fighting.
All right, I feel good about that.
You will safeguard the people, drive the enemy into the castle, and negotiate. You have chosen a righteous path, Wolffort.
Yeah,
But
that's what I do.
Do you really think negotiations will prevail? Such sympathy may be your downfall.
Even so, this is the path we have chosen.
Then walk tall. It is time to test your mettle. I must return to Hysant and see Minister Camsell. Next we meet, you will have both of our armies at your backs.
You have my thanks.
We cannot afford to lose this fight. For Norzelia.
I thought this battle was for Glenbrook.
This is not a simple struggle for power, Minister Serenoa. The goddess, the source, iron? The war of 30 years ago comes back to haunt us because the old cling to relics of the past.
Oh, I like him.
Norzelia needs to be born anew. Right now, the people of every nation are searching for a young standard-bearer to guide them.
A standard bearer.
Yes, people like you and me. This war is a fine opportunity for us to show our worth to Norzelia.
Okay, he's a little more ambitious than I like. Gonna have to remember to keep that save, because it'd be really interesting to see what some of the other choices are there.
House Wolffort and Hysant join
Whoa,
forces
big music.
and begin planning Glenbrook's recapture.
Big music.
But with the Norzelia River and the Esfrosti armies in their way, retaking the capital will be no easy feat.
Oh yeah, destroy the bridge
Frederica
and fight in the
proposes they
castle makes a
destroy the
lot of
bridge
sense now.
linking the castle to the rest of the capital, isolating the enemy and forcing them to parley. Though it may draw out the conflict, it is well worth it if they can avoid causing suffering to the people. Serenoa and the others agree to the plan. In support of House Wolffort, Hyzant's great army marches forth for the first time since the Salt Iron War.
I was thinking that too. Like, you can make some pretty heartless choices in this. And I am genuinely curious what that looks like.
The Hyzantian forces should be arriving any moment, Frederica.
Well then, let us make them welcome.
My lady, are you certain this is the path you desire? We are to battle against your people, against Thalos and Erica.
She's like, I especially want to burn them.
I am keenly aware of that.
Of course you are. But simply understanding a thing doesn't mean you are ready to face it. A single
That's fair.
second's hesitation on the battlefield could cost you your life.
Worry not. I shall prevail against any who stand against me. Even my siblings.
Especially my
try and save
siblings.
No. To save myself.
Good for you.
And to save House Wolffort.
Yeah, Nova, I'm pretty sure that's just Benedict. Yeah, that's also true.
Minister Serenoa,
It's-
Minister Camsell and myself have brought what troops we could muster.
It is... Let's be honest with ourselves here. It's easier to make... It's easier to make decisions that follow your heart and feel, like, morally justifiable when you're playing a video game and you're pretty sure the game will finagle a way for your decision to work out. You know what I mean? Like, if it's your actual neck on the line, you might be more willing to make some of those heartless decisions to save, you know, to preserve what you can in that moment. When it is a video game context, and you're just thinking about the thing that you want to do because you're pretty sure the world will morph itself around that decision to make it work out, it's a lot easier to be high-minded. So, like, let's not pretend that doesn't factor into it as well, because it absolutely does.
I'm grateful for your assistance.
It was an arduous journey. Is there anywhere the soldiers could rest?
We've prepared barracks at the harbor. Please use them freely.
You do think of everything.
Hyzant has not mobilized a force so large since the Salt Iron War. Yet I hear you intend to settle this not by battle, but by parley.
Yeah, this dude looks like he's really into settling things by negotiation.
The Holy One will not agree to any half-hearted measures.
The pressures of a large army on the capital's threshold is part of our plan. Come inside and I will explain the rest.
Quite frankly, a large part of the reason we've survived is not just because of miracles of our own doing, like finding the salt and, you know, finagling a negotiation out of Hyzant at the last minute. It's also the miracle of Gustadolf's overconfidence in being like, don't worry about the Wolfforts. Prince Roland is dead and they don't care anymore. Whatever. Tarnin, I am terrified of that happening. Like, I cannot help but feel like this is the type of game where it'd be like, oh yeah, so you spurned all your opportunities and tried to take the moral high ground at every turn, huh? Here's where that gets you. I want to say that I'm prepared for that happening, but I'm not. I am aware of the possibility, but like, it will be
General.
a knife twist that I'm not sure that I'm ready for.
House Wolffort and Hyzant have joined forces. There are indications their armies intend to march upon the capital.
Which direction will they come from?
We cannot yet be certain.
Close the city gates and rally the garrisons. I want the way to the castle completely blockaded.
And we ought to consider their attack from the river. House Wolffort knows very well how difficult this castle is to take. I doubt they think to capture it with a direct assault.
Indeed. Hyzantian soldiers are used to desert conditions. Doubtful they'd be keen to engage us in a marine battle. Though acting on that assumption and sending all our troops to defend the land route does leave a vulnerability the enemy could exploit. Send a party to scout along the riverbanks, then have them report to the harbor and ready our ship.
Yes, General.
Why beat around the bush? We have the soldiers, we should strike and end them.
It's best to avoid open battle. With the capital and Whiteholm under our control, we have the advantage.
All that tells me is you're frightened of Wolffort.
There is no enemy safe not to fear. A leader's hubris is the death of her soldiers.
Frederica is attacking us. What does it matter how many soldiers die? I command you to kill Frederica, Avlora.
And that's the
Personal
difference.
grudges have no place in the battlefield.
Silence. Gustadolf entrusted us with the castle's protection.
Oh, that's right, he's gone!
Noble as frosty blood flows through our veins. How dare you order us about?
You do well to remember what you are, Avlora. A simple orphan who doesn't even know her true name.
Yet it is this simple orphan in charge of our army. Insult me all you like. I will not allow open battle.
Obstinate woman. No matter. The reinforcements our brother sent are under our command.
I shall lead soldiers into the capital myself and crush Wolffort's forces when they arrive.
Is this the Esfrost I am to defend?
Not for long. Now kiss.
General Avlora.
Man, Gustadolf is like reasonably confident in his or competent in his position. But Thalis and Erica are a couple of fail kids. Holy shit.
My spies have ascertained the situation at the capital.
Blowing up the bridge is going to split the troops loyal to Avlora from the ones loyal to the Fail Kids. And loyal is probably pushing it. This has turned out to be the best plan ever! I am absolutely going to let Frederica burn them so much!
The bulk of the enemy is holed up in Whiteholm Castle. Right now, they don't seem to be very active.
And what of the common folk?
Their daily lives progress apace. It seems the enemy has yet to notice our movements.
Perfect conditions to execute Lady Frederica's plan.
Yeah, it's almost like it was the best choice. So this also does something very important. Extremely important. Gustadolf is gone. Thalis and Erica are out in the field about to get their shit kicked in. We will then detonate the bridge and isolate within the castle the troops with their leader, most likely to be receptive to negotiation to limit casualties. Like, all of the people who would be obstinate assholes in the face of a diplomatic solution will be gone. Yeah, no, this is... You talk about miracles? Everything is panning out in a way that exactly aligns to make the decision that we made the perfect one. It's great.
If the people are at ease, we should be able to seize the capital without resorting to all-out battle.
Thank goodness.
Then let's review the plan. First, my retinue shall take a small vessel to Whiteholm Castle and destroy the bridge.
Are you certain you want to go by yourselves? We could lend you some soldiers.
The fewer of us there are, the less likely we are to be spotted. We'll manage. We'll have the blast crystal.
Oh yes, a bridge like that'll come falling down pretty easy. You'll see.
The explosion will be your signal to march into the capital and keep the people calm.
Without using force, yes. I shall impress upon my soldiers they are not to act rashly.
Thank you, Minister.
As for you, Minister Kamsel, we'd like you to take command of the naval forces to blockade the castle.
I thought they weren't good with naval
Very well.
forces.
I can't say I'm much experienced in marine warfare, but I'll do my best.
That seems like a
Destroy
misappropriation
the
of
bridge,
resources.
Capture the town, blockade the river, isolate the enemy in the castle, and turn that impregnable fortress into their prison.
Once they're trapped, they'll have no choice but to parley with us and release their stranglehold on Glenbrook.
I hope you're right. A word of caution before we begin. Prince Roland, you are aware they will likely use Queen Cordelia as leverage when the time for parley comes? But no matter what pressure they apply, we cannot allow them to break us, should the worst come to pass.
I understand. I do not expect the fight to regain control of our kingdom to be painless.
Good. We have our plan. Now we must act upon it.
Then we shall depart at once, until we meet again in the capital.
Farewell, and good luck to us all.
I feel like blockading a river takes both patience and skill. If you're in an open, like, calm body of water, that's one thing.
Erica, Thalis, I cannot put off fighting them any longer.
Yeah, so I wanted to say this earlier also. I really want for Frederica to have the opportunity to just burn those two over and over. But that's what I want. I'm not convinced it's what she wants. I feel like she is too compassionate, and despite all of the torture that they put her through, she would probably still not feel good about it. Wait. What? Oh, okay.
My, you're certainly calm for someone about to be sold off in the morrow.
Sold off? You would compare my marriage into House Wolffort to trading coin for flesh?
They would, yes.
Why, I am to be a beacon of allyship, a bridge between our two lands.
Yes, yes. So tell me, dear, how do you plan on seducing the Wolffort boy? Wait, let me guess. You'll use the same charms your mother did on our father.
Oh, enough cajoling, Erica. You're apt to make her cry. And Frederica, you know you don't have to take such abuse in silence, don't you? In any case, you seem to be under the impression that you've been entrusted with some crucial task. That couldn't be further from the truth. This is only to get you out of the way, same as your mother. You're no use to anyone in Esfrost.
But you already know that, don't you?
Well, every happiness to you, dear sister.
Fire.
The world I knew before was so very limited. No matter what awful thing happened to me, I believed I could do nothing but suffer in silence. But staying quiet in the face of injustice is tantamount to condoning it.
Fucking frame it. Put it on the wall. Yes! Louder for the people in the back. Staying quiet in the face of injustice is tantamount to condoning it. Full stop. Mwah! Silence is violence. Thank you for saying it, game.
I needed to stand up and fight for myself. Becoming part of House Wolffort was the best thing to ever happen to me. Erica, Thalas, I'm done running.
Okay, she's down. Okay, that whole thing I was saying about, like, I'm not sure that's what she wants, like, she's ready to set them on fire. We're in. It is time.
In the dead of night, a small ship slips silently into one.
It is time to be loud in the face of injustice.
Aboard are none other than the elite Wolffort fighters, led by Serenoa himself.
Wait, how is this an investigation event? Oh, we're looking for where to put the crystal. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's interesting and scary. Oh, man, that's good. This baby fits so much extremely blunt social commentary in it. Again, cannot, like, this is nothing like 13 Sentinels, but, like, boy, does it have the same feel of, like, I was this close to not streaming it and then decided to do it because a couple of people said they were interested in seeing it, and then I was like, okay, I guess I'll do it. And now I can't imagine having not streamed it. Like, I cannot imagine not sharing this experience with you right now.
All right, it's time.
Hey, one more time.
But staying quiet in the face of injustice is tantamount to condoning it.
What was that again?
But staying quiet in the face of injustice is tantamount to condoning it.
One more time.
But staying quiet in the face of injustice is tantamount to condoning it.
Okay, just... That's a face that won't stay quiet in the face of injustice. Not anymore. Where to put the bomb so we're certain the infrastructure collapses is actually a really tricky question. Yes. And there is a secondary aspect of this that concerns me. This weapon is untested and unstable. So there is also concern of collateral damage if we put it too close to one side or the other.
Where should we set the blast crystal, Milo?
There is also risk if we put it on like a support pillar, but it's a really strong stone support pillar. If the blast isn't strong enough, then we basically waste it to just blacken the stone a little bit.
Right around the middle of the bridge would be perfect.
I mean, okay, that's the obvious answer, but...
The wood will splinter apart quite nicely. Plus, any repairs we'll need to make later will be easy.
Okay.
In the middle it is. We'll search for a suitable spot. In the meantime, Milo, you ready the blast crystal.
With pleasure.
This entire plan will be for naught if I do not place the Elfric in the right spot. Time to see where that is. I guess the middle is a bit too, vague. Benedict, be extremely careful with the Elfric. It can destroy a bridge. Imagine what it will do to you. Furthermore, I trust you know what I mean to say. Which thing is Benedict going to say? That's true too. Like, learn about the tech that we have. Also, I don't trust her. Also, you know, be prepared for contingencies. But actually, learn all we can. It's not yet perfect, and its applications as a weapon are severely limited. I wanted so much for Benedict to be like, that's not what I was gonna say. Don't finish my sentences. Someday, Hyzant may wish to use it for themselves. Who's to say they will not turn it upon us? Which is to say, we must learn all we can now that we may avoid such a predicament later. Yeah, Benedict, who previously wanted to just flood the entire town, is not currently worried about collateral damage. So many lives will be saved with the destruction of this bridge. Let's not delay in our preparations so that we may keep our casualties low. If this works, we'll emerge with the upper hand in the ensuing negotiations. But therein lies the key. This has to work. I know not where to place the Elfric. I've told Milo all I know of the bridge's construction. The rest is in her hands. I feel like we should talk to her last. Whoa, is this the whole bridge? Ulfric stuff is mighty powerful if we're gonna reduce a bridge of this size to rubble. I can still scarcely believe we mean to destroy Whiteholm Bridge. If this is the cost of reclaiming the Crown City and protecting our people, then so be it. We proceed as planned. You thought... Hey, you know what? I have accessories to dole out. Definitely Resurrection Earring, but what does Black Anklet do? Increases strength, magic attack, physical defense, and magic defense, but deals damage to you at the start of your turn. Those are significant buffs. How much damage? Because... well, anyway. Not putting that on you. Wind resistance. You should get wind resistance. That'll be easier for me to remember because you're the only one with wind magic. You get the luck amulet because you're basically my farm guy. Black Anklet is... It doesn't really make sense on her because so much of what I do with her is staying quiet and slow playing. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like a health steal or regen effect. Like if Serenoa had the... If I gave Serenoa the vamp skill on kill, it would make all the sense in the world. But I didn't, so it doesn't. Yeah, I feel like it's best to leave it off of her for now. Roland? All the times I trained here with Sir Maxwell have come flooding back to me. Seems a lifetime ago now. Forgive me my sentimentality. I promise I'm ready to do what must be done. Why did you always train on the bridge? Surely the castle itself held better venues. It's also where we were forced to flee for our lives. How fitting, then, that it should figure into our counterattack. Why did you train on the bridge? Sir Maxwell, even after being named the Dawn Spear, volunteered for the Night Watch. So I'd slip out of the castle myself and have him train me on the bridge. And I was none the wiser. 'Tis no wonder he agreed to train you, for he saw the greatness that lies in you too. I only wish he'd been on the watch the night Esfrost invaded. The castle wouldn't have fallen so easily. Real talk, he might totally still be alive. Okay, well, I've learned nothing about the placement. So I'm gonna drop another save, because this feels important. We've been playing for 2 hours, and I've not fought anything. And I'm super okay with that. The aim is indeed to isolate Whiteholm Castle, and the Ulfric should be placed just about here. Oh, okay. Sure. Where do we put the bomb? Consult the scales of conviction. I guess? I know we're going to play the Elfric. Now to gather the others and finalize the plan.
The time for you to awaken is nigh, my patient little Elfric.
Okay, this is illuminating.